Hello, wrestling fans, gamers. Welcome to the comprehensive breakdown of WWE 2K25. The latest installment in a long running wrestling video game series has arrived, and after spending a significant amount of time with the game, we're ready to give you our full, in depth review. This is more than a quick take of where we're diving into the good, bad, and slightly frustrating to help you decide if this year's offering deserves a spot in your collection. Let's start with the immediate impression. From the moment you boot up WWE 2K25, it's clear that the visual concepts has been at work, refining an already solid foundation. The game's presentation is, for the most part, a home run. The character models are stunning, and with many superstars looking more lifelike than ever before, the lighting, arena details, and entrance pyro are all top notch, creating a truly authentic atmosphere, mirrors, and spectacle live WWE show. The sound design is also excellent, and a crowd that chants the thud of a body slam, crisp commentary, all contributing to the immersive experience. Now let's talk about gameplay. If you played WWE 2K24, you're right at home here. The core combat system remains largely unchanged, and that's a good thing. Combination of strikes, grapples, reversals is still fluid and satisfying. However, WWE 2K25 does introduce a few notable additions, deserves a closer look. Return of chain wrestling is perhaps the most significant gameplay change. For those who may not remember it in previous titles, this is a mini game that takes place at the start of the match, where the wrestlers lock up in technical exchange. It's a neat idea that adds a layer of realism to the beginning of a bout. It's about execution in a mixed bag. The mechanic, which requires you to match your opponent's stick movement, can still be clunky and repetitive. It's often something you might find yourself skipping to get to the action. Still, it's worthwhile to bring more technical wrestling feel to the game. The new Bloodline rules and underground match types are where the game really starts to shine. Underground feels like a fun MMA inspired brawler with no ropes, knockout, or submission finishing. It's a fresh take on the wrestling match and a welcome addition, but it's Bloodline rules that steals the show. This is essentially no holds barred match with a twist. You can call in up to 3 of your allies for a run-in, just like the real-life Bloodline story. The chaotic fun this mode provides is unparalleled, leading to some truly memorable, hilarious moments, especially when you use the Bloodline members. Perhaps the most anticipated and impactful gameplay addition is the long-awaited introduction of intergender wrestling. This is the game changer, especially you can have men and women compete against each other, opening up countless new possibilities in exchange for matches, universe mode, and online play. It feels like a massive step forward for the franchise to allow players to create dream matches they've been fantasizing for years. Now let's turn our attention to the main game modes, starting with the star of this year's show, Showcase mode. This year's Showcase focuses on the epic saga of the Bloodline, and it's a narrative that's perfect for this format. Hosted by legendary Paul Heyman, the mode takes you on an interactive tour of the Anoa'i family dynasty. If I butchered that, I'm sorry. Heyman's narration is captivating as ever, and the use of archival footage seamlessly blending with in-game action in fantastic mode does a good job of chronicling the family's legacy. From High Chief Peter Maivia to the rise of Roman Reigns. However, some of the fantasy matchups and non-linear structure can feel a little disjointed at times. Also, the same old showcase objectives system, which forces you to complete specific moves, can become a frustrating chore for some players. While it's a massive improvement over the years, this is still not a perfect formula. My Rise, the game's story mode, has been given a welcome refresh. Instead of two separate storylines, There is a single unified narrative that is intertwines both male and female superstar. The story, which sees you and your partner attempt to take over NXT and eventually the entire WWE, is a step up from last year's offering. It's filled with new storylines, characters, and brawl environments, much needed variety. The removal of tedious social media based matchups is a great decision. However, the text based conversations still make for interactions feel a bit flat, and some of the voice acting can be a bit weak. It is an improvement, but there's still room to grow. My GM and Universe Mode are back and robust as ever. My GM now features online multiplayer, allowing you to compete with your friends to build the better wrestling brand. It's a fantastic addition that adds competitive layer that already great modes. Universe Mode also received some love, with new upgrades that give you more control over your experience, including the new commentary-driven promo system with branching choices. These modes continue to be the heart and soul of the game for many players, providing endless replayability. Now let's talk about The Island, the new open world in My Superstar mode. This is perhaps the most decisive feature in WWE 2K25. On paper, the idea of WWE themed open world where you can train and customize your superstar is intriguing. In practice, it's a bit of a letdown. The world feels lifeless, and the navigation is a chore due to sluggish movement and lack of map. The real issue, however, lies in its microtransaction-heavy nature. Many of these customization options, from attire, cosmetic items, are locked behind paywall or require absurd amounts of in-game currency to unlock. This feels like a predatory move from the publisher and seriously distracts otherwise decent game. Its unfortunate example mode of potential being ruined by a monetization strategy. Speaking of customization, the Creation Suite in 2K25 is once again a highlight. The level of detail you can go into to create a custom superstar is simply astounding. From tweaking bulging vein density to the number of missing teeth, you can truly create a character you can imagine. The ability to customize a wrestler's moveset, entrance, and even crowd signs is a testament of the depth of the creation tool. For the roster, WWE 2K25 delivers a massive lineup of over 300 superstars, legends, Hall of Famers. You'll find everyone from current top stars like Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes to legends like Undertaker, Stone Cold, Steve Austin. The variety is truly impressive, although it's worth noting that a good portion of the roster consists of alternate versions of the same wrestler, which can feel a little cheap. Unfortunately, no WWE 2K game is without its technical issues. While the game is more polished than previous years, this is still a handful of bugs and glitches that persist. Some players have reported crashes in my eyes, and the online servers, while improved, can still be a bit wonky at times. It's clear that the devs are trying to have good intentions and dedicated patching the game, and it's frustrating to see that some of the old issues return. In conclusion, WWE 2K25 is a solid, iterative step forward for the franchise. The core gameplay is as good as it's ever been, and the new match types, particularly Bloodline rules, long overdue intergender wrestling, fantastic additions. A lot more fun and replayability. Showcase mode is a high point. Even with all its small flaws, unified, My Rise story is a welcome change. However, the game is hampered by a few key issues. The chain wrestling mechanic is a bit shallow. The island is a perfect example of a new feature being soured by overly aggressive microtransactions. Despite the shortcomings, the game remains the best, most substantial pro wrestling sim on the market. If you're a longtime fan of the series, you'll find plenty of love here. If you're new to the franchise, this is a great place to jump in. While not revolutionary leap, WWE 2K25 is still hard-hitting, entertaining, and content-rich. Ultimately retains its championship title. For my final rating, I would give WWE 2K25 a score of 8 out of 10. It's a very good game that is held back by a truly great few questionable design choices.